So, I want to talk about the state of the game because, w- without sounding negative, like I almost feel like we're almost exactly in the same place that we were at the tail end of the time before they pulled explosive energy guns out of the game. What everybody calls legacies, but that's kind of that using that name is kind of deceiving. Um but I mean, balance wise, I almost feel like that's where we are again. It's not one event, it's all the events. It's not one enemy, it's all the enemies. It's this thing, this weapon's broken, this weapon you can exploit this way. And the minute that something like that becomes known by someone, some shitbags got to go to YouTube and make fucking videos so that every fucking buddy knows about it. My opinion is when shit like that happens, you message a dev if that's the way you want to handle it, or you exploit the fuck out of it in your private server with your friends if that's how you want to handle it, but you keep your fucking mouth shut. Because every time that it spreads, it's something that is genuinely bad and it ruins the game for everyone, or it's something like the pickaxe thing that left quiet would have just been an awesome thing in the game for 2 years before they found out about it. But everybody had to go run their fucking mouth off. So now everybody fucking knows about it. So people had to ruin it. So then they took that out of the game. So what we don't do is we don't protect the game from the bad shit, but we don't also protect the game from the good shit. So all we're left at is the mercy of Bethesda making whatever judgment they feel is right based on what we what what we share. We could control the direction of this game just by choosing what we talk about and what we keep our fat fucking mouths shut about. Okay? But I mean, how does everybody feel? I mean, I feel like most people in my circle feel like I do. That we're super tired of two or three things in the game being so much better than everything else that's either what you have to do or you suck or it's what everybody else does, so that everybody's doing the same fucking thing. For one day everybody finds out that the auto axe is suddenly the best thing in the game. What happens literally overnight? Every fucking player is using an auto axe now. It's not fun. That's not fun. I don't want to go to an event and every fucking person is using the same goddamn weapon as me. Not fun. And I don't know how to fix it because Bethesda can't balance it right. I mean, I don't want to sound, I don't mean that. Like, I'm not bagging on Bethesda, but I mean, let's just face reality. That really, in my opinion, no developer is as good as they should be at balance. Bethesda doesn't have a lot of experience with multiplayer, so that's their excuse, but this has been driven so far away from multiplayer in that sense that that excuse doesn't work anymore. But I mean, what I would do, because I'm simple and I think Bethesda's pretty simple, is I would just make it so that every weapon in the game, you take ranged weapons and melee weapons, and they're two separate classes, and that's all the more division that there is. Every gun does exactly the same damage, has exactly the same range. Everything other than the legendary effects is identical between every gun. Then do the same exact thing between every melee weapon. And to pick your base, you say, okay, well, what's the most popular ranged weapon in the game? Probably the Fixer. So now they make every single ranged weapon in the game does exactly the same damage and has exactly the same range as the Fixer. Now the 3,000 players that are just would love nothing more than to be able to fucking play old Western RPG and use a revolver can, because now that gun doesn't fucking suck anymore. Now nobody has to hate the guy with the whatever, the cremator, because that does it just looks awesome, but it does exactly the same damage as everybody else's gun. So he's not ruining the game for anybody fucking else either. Like, that's the only way that you could fix this game, in my opinion, is that you make every weapon in the class that it's in equal to every other weapon. Then people just use what looks the coolest from their playing perspective, or what has the coolest, you might want, people might want to use that cannon you get from killing the mole because it shoots the fireworks. It just looks awesome. But then everybody can use whatever they want, and they're not outclassed, and they're not ruining the game for other people. Like, why would such a simple fucking solution be so far out of Bethesda's reach? Instead, they try to balance everything individually, and it fucks shit up, and then shit gets broken. Just make everything in the game the exact same. You can be ranged or you can be melee. Pick your weapon. Thank you. But until the next time I have to solve problems for Bethesda, I've been Seven.